All right, so this is a trading recap for yesterday, May 5th, 2023. And all right, whenever I start these recaps, I'm never really sure how to um, talk through them, and I need to start putting some notes down. I went in the day with a very, very different mindset on how I wanted to trade, and I traded really small, and I noticed that, not I noticed, but I traded so small, I just traded one MES. Um, and I was able to manage my position so much better. I normally trade sort of two MESs, sometimes four MESs. I mean, I traded two here. I actually traded 10 or 20 here because I was scalping. But I traded fewer here, and I normally do it because I'm using a trade copier. So effectively, I'm trading like 10 accounts, and I'm trading them with one MES. So that's like one mini because of the 10. But anyway, that's by the by. It doesn't matter. The point is, I was able to manage the position because I was okay with the risk. The risk being that I took a trade here. I was like, okay, how much am I risking? One MES. Um, this is worth above this bar here. It's worth roughly $50. So I was like, yeah, I can manage that. Like, take a trade with $50 and then see how far we go. Now, I also did something different. I decided to not only normally I use a very wide stop, which is about 30 to 60 points with that trade. So let's say on two contracts, I would have 30 points or 60 points as my stop. And then if I pull back, I would buy another one or two and bring my stop even higher. But it doesn't. I never seem to follow through on those plans, and I decided, you know what? I think the problem is the stop's too wide, and I'm allowing too much discretion in my trading that is affecting me. This today I decided I'm only going to go for 2 to 1 trades, and I'm going to try and risk the same amount. So based on that, I was only going to risk $50. I entered over here with the stop down here. My target was here, and guess what? That's exactly where the price reversed. So that almost tells me that it looks like bulls bought this close, a whole bunch of them bought this close, and they all took profits at 2 to 1 with the same risk reward. Um, why you can see my exits over here. Why is it not all the way up here? Because when price got to this point, I started to diddle daddle. All right, I'll talk about. Actually, let's talk about that now before I talk about some other things that I noticed as I was trading this. So price got to my target, and I kept saying that I'm sure it will go higher. Essentially, I was trading what I wanted and not the plan. And I trailed my stop to the open of this bar, and of course, I was going to get stopped out at the open. But that was something I know that I wasn't happy with the way I traded this particular day. I should have just gotten out here, and maybe I may not have been filled because it just touched it and it needs to go one tick above. So maybe I would have probably gotten out at this close anyway, but I let the price, the profits get to me. I let the emotion of greed get to me. One could also argue and say you could have just held and then you would have gotten out on this bar over here. Actually, I think that's actually going to be harder. Holding through this and then seeing this breakout, I know myself, I'm going to move the stop because at this point, price is now breaking out. At least it seems to be breaking out, and I need to exit. And it's hard to hold through this. Then you see this happen, you start to wonder, is it going to go up at all? And you plan to just take your exit. There's got to be some sort of system in how you do that. All right, so how did I manage this trade? So went long here, nice bull bar. Obviously, I was very happy about that. Then had this doji. Then we had this. This when it printed, it looked so big, and I wasn't happy with how big it was. I took my stop from here. I moved it below this bar. I next time I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I should just leave it there. But I think I put it here because I thought if it reverses, it probably will be a bear trend and it will be a fail breakout of the 240 MA. Before we even go into that, why Why is it perceived that we were going to rally today? I think the easiest way to look at it is if we look at the daily chart. On the daily, we're in a trading range. A leg down, a leg up, a leg down. It's actually three pushes, right? And there are overlaps between the bars. Lots of overlaps. And therefore this looks like a leg in a trading range when you're getting overlaps. So chances are we're going to get a reversal in the opposite direction. When I took that, I remember saying to the guys, I think I exited around here. If we look at the chart near the moving average, that's where we went sideways. Oh yeah, I took off the crosshair. Let's put it back so you can see it. I was looking at the daily chart, and I realized that the moving average is probably going to be. Actually, no, that's that point, just a bit above. Yeah, I kind of thought this moving average is probably going to get in the way, so let's take an exit. I was looking for reasons to exit. Another reason was the gap from 2 days before. The FOMC, you can see lots of scalping here. I scalped the entire FOMC thing. We can talk about that later. I didn't trade this day. I don't know why I have a. Oh, I did before the market did that. But anyway, we can take this off. That's not what we're doing a recap on. I scalped this, which was so cool. Essentially, what I was doing, I was selling the highs, buying the lows, selling the highs, buying the lows, and here, this is where I kind of started to screw up because it became I missed this whole lower high thing, and then I started buying more lows, and then got trapped. But anyway, that's by the by. All right, so there was a gap. We have a push down, a pullback, a second push down, right? So if you look at it, we have a yeah, push down, sideways, a push, and this is the trading range. So therefore, we had a gap that we filled here, which was this area. So I was expecting a big pullback somewhere here, maybe a big reversal to test this high before we went up. And that was the problem. I was trading what I wanted to see and not what was happening. I did not account for the possibility of a massive second leg. Um, and also the fact that we had this big breakout, a pullback, another breakout, a pullback, and probably a third before we reverse. But I was just expecting a big drop. I thought this was an endless pullback here. So therefore I wasn't planning to hold this long. So we go back and look at my trades. Exited there. Then I saw a high 2 over here. I went long on the high 2. And this bar went, and I had my stop just below it over here. As you can see, I had some slippage, and I got stopped out a bit lower than my actual stop. Yeah, I bought this high 2 because I don't know why I was thinking. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I bought the high 2, put my stop below here, got stopped out, and it happened so quickly. This bar just dropped so quickly that I thought this was a double top we're going to reverse because of the fact that we had such a big. I neglected the fact we had a big gap here, and I was like, this is probably going to sell off here. What I probably should have waited for was to see a really nice close, maybe something like this bar 31. Didn't get it. Maybe waited for a really good sell below. Um, and then if we start to get this, manage the position and gotten out. I'm still not very good at that, i.e. this becomes a bull bar, sell below this or whatever, or get out here on this because you know it's not a breakout, it's a trading range. This would have been a credible buy, a high 3. I don't know, did I mark a high 3 in my chart? Let me just put that. I didn't mark it as a high 3, but I put the buy there. That would have been a good buy. But as you can see, it failed. You could have gotten out here. If you bought there, this came down, you would have gotten out here. And that's something I need to get better at, which is if I enter here, buying this high 3, getting out here. I didn't actually, I was still short here, and this is where I got out. Now, I had opportunities to get out here, didn't take it because I thought, well, maybe it's working out. And I was in my head. I should have accepted the fact that this is not coming down now, but I was trading the idea it's going to fill, it's going to fill. I was hoping it would be, again, that word hoping, it would be, I'm trying to look for a chart from the past here. I was hoping it would be one of those big, massive midday reversals, maybe something like this. where we have a strong up, but sideways, and then a down, and you're expecting it, but the context here is slightly different. For this one, the prior day we had a massive drop, so we're expecting a second leg from resistance. This is different. We're going the opposite direction. At least that's the idea. So I think it's the probabilities were just not great. However, I was expecting a drop, so I could have just gotten out on this bar, break even. But I stayed in it. It pulled back, and then I did something dumb here. As it pulled back, I got out because I thought this was going to happen. Um, I had my stop. I think I had my stop here. I moved my stop here. It did not hit my stop. Then it came back to my entry. So I was so pissed that I'd given all this to the market. And then I now went short again when this bar came down here, neglecting the fact that we have a tail and we've had a lot of sideways price action. Um, then saw this breakout, and then I got out again, giving more to the market. Wasn't very happy with that. As a result, I ended up going long, added more to my longs here, exit, pretty much exit the amount that I lost, and I could not be bothered to trade the rest of the move because I was exhausted. Then we saw this big bar, and I thought this might be a good short, and I had caught myself saying this might be a good short. And the only reason why I was thinking about that is because of how sideways we were here. I was like, the bears are going to sell again, but they could have sold this, they didn't. They could have sold this, they didn't. So why are they going to sell up here? So I didn't go short. At this point, I was exhausted, and I thought, should I swing again? Should I not? I was just bored. And because I was bored, I decided to just go long quickly, bought up here. Then it started to pull back. I bought some more and then got out at my entry here for a very quick 2 point scalp. I think I bought like 10 contracts and 10 more. So I had 20 contracts and then just got out here. And that was my day. This I expected to be somewhat deep, only just because of how long this had gone down and the fact that we closed some bars below the moving average. Usually when that happens, the next time we test it, we go lower, much lower. I think we're probably going to close this gap over the weekend. All in all, I had a good day, but like I said, the point of this recap is to talk about my trades and some of the psychology facing it. Um, I could have just bought this. I think what I could have done better was just like I said, had a better idea of a plan, which is, and I try and do this. If I plan to buy this and get out here, wait for the pullback and buy again and get out at 2 to 1. So if you're buying this, that's your entry. Maybe put your stop here. Oh no, that's the wrong instrument. You're buying this, you put your stop here, you're actually risking less, and you're getting out there where everyone seems to have gotten out. Um, yeah, maybe buy 2 contracts instead of one, uh, and then just get out over there. And that would have been a good trade. But obviously, I saw things differently. So just little things like that, um, I think can be useful and helpful. This day, I think I wasn't really in the mindset. I shorted, and then I think I took a small loss and then walked away because I couldn't trade the rest of the day. And this is one of those ones where you're looking for a reason to trade and you're not trading properly. So I decided on this particular day I was not going to do that. I was just going to trade properly and just focus. Um, yeah. All right. Um, yeah, that's pretty much my recap. If anyone has anything they want to share, please. I mean, your feedback is always helpful. I really enjoy reading people's messages whenever they do. Some people send me messages privately through my Instagram. My Instagram is GDay Trades. Um, let me. But I don't really share much on my Instagram other than charts. Um, if anyone is interested, what I do is I post my recaps, instagram.com/gdaytrades. I just post my recaps from the day, only just for my own self, and I get some likes. Sometimes I get some messages from people. But yeah, if anyone has anything they want to share, by all means, please do. All right, everyone, have a good day.